Welcome to the Bass Lab. Today we're going to break down Herbie Hancock's very funky Chameleon. So let's get to it. To be clear, the bass part that we'll be working on is actually the bass part played by Herbie Hancock on the keyboard. Although this is divergent from the actual bass part, at the end of the lesson I'll give you some extra credit that you can work on to add in some of the more interesting bass licks and bass patterns that happen throughout the song. That said, I think you'll get a lot from this lesson and it'll work well in an ensemble setting. In the keyboard bass part for Chameleon, there are two sections. One of them happens recurrently throughout almost the entire song, and the second part happens as almost a breakdown / chorus that only happens a couple times. Let's take a look. The main bass part of Chameleon has two halves to it, if you will. They both walk up chromatically from their starting note. The first half starts on G and walks up 4 notes to B flat like this. Then you move to 6/8 on D and play those 2 notes. The second half is almost the same, but it starts on 3 on A rather than 3 on E and walks up in a similar way chromatically. And now we move up to 8 on D and 6 on G. Let's take a look at the left hand. And up to speed. If you put that on repeat, you have pretty much most of the song. The second part only comes around a couple times, but is significantly trickier than the first part. So let's break this down slowly. You're going to start on 8 on G. Then moving back 2 frets. Now a hammer on and a pull off. That's going to happen 4 times. On the last time, it's going to end like this. Up to speed. As I mentioned, those 2 bass parts serve our purpose really well to play as ensemble, but are divergent and different than the actual bass line on the record. And you may hear that when you listen. So here are a couple bass riffs that you can practice that will make your bass playing sound a little bit more like the original recording. Here's a bass riff that repeats over the main keyboard bass line. First slowly. And up to speed. And here's a bass riff that starts the solo section. First, slowly. And up to speed. I hope you've enjoyed learning some of the bass lines on the song Chameleon. If you stick with playing the bass line played by Herbie Hancock on the keyboard, I think you'll have a good basis for understanding the song. From there, I challenge you to go back and listen more closely to the recording and try to figure out some of the more intricate bass lines, like the ones I've added in extra credit. Good luck.